Hello, this is Voices from the Loft, and my name is John Bell. One of the things I've discovered here in what I call the home stretch of my life is that I often find myself kind of doing self evaluations, looking back and wondering whether I did things in the right way or the wrong way, how I could improve what I did and what I didn't do. And I was reading through my Bible a couple of weeks ago, and I came across something I'd read many times before in Proverbs. And I realized that it spoke very deeply and straight at me. It was Solomon's, in a sense, letter or message to his son. So what I'd like to do is to go through this message with you this morning. So if you have your Bibles available, pick it up. And let's do Proverbs 3 and Proverbs 4 together as far as we can go through it. It starts out with Solomon saying, "My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and bring you peace and prosperity." Now, how many of us, as we get up in life, ask ourselves that question? Did I pass along the right messages and lessons to my children, to my friends, to my neighbors? Did I tell them the things not only that would be necessary for them to survive in the world, to make their way through the world, but how much of my faith have I shared with them? How many of the lessons of the Bible have I shared with them? And did I do it adequately? Did I do it well enough so that it becomes part of their lives as much as it has been part of mine? And I think, in a sense, that's what Solomon is doing now. I don't see this as a direct conversation between Solomon and his son. I almost think this is Solomon kind of ruminating, sitting back and asking himself, in a sense, whether he did a good job in teaching his children. And he says, "My son, do not forget my teaching." There's something very important about that. Solomon realized, as I do, that we teach our children more by the example of our lives than we do by the words that come out of our mouths. The lessons that we impart to them are more powerful if they are part of the way we exist, the way we live, the things we do. Because one of the things I know about children is they watch you like a hawk. And they're learning more from your actions and attitudes every day than they are from the sit-down lessons that you may set up for them. And here Solomon is kind of ruminating. He's saying, "My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and bring you peace and prosperity." The beauty of what Solomon is doing here is apparent if you really look at it hard. First of all, he states a principle, a lesson, an idea, and then he will get into the consequences of that idea. But he does it so beautifully. He does it only in a sentence or two. "My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart," the lesson. "For they will prolong your life many years and bring you peace and prosperity," the benefit of that practice. He goes on to say, "Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart." And by that he means it's not what you display to the world. It's not even what you say to the world and to the people around you. It's how you live your life, what's in your heart, what's important to you, and how deeply you believe in the faith that you profess. And then he goes on to say, "Then you will win favor and good name in the sight of God and man." Now that is a critical verse. Think about this. What Solomon is saying is that he hopes, "I have taught you, my son, not only to survive in this world, but also to please God as you do it." That is a monumental task, folks. And what Solomon is saying to his son is that there is this constant juggling you must do so that you understand how to please God, to make that primary in your life, but also how to survive this world. We live in an evil environment that is constantly trying to pull us down, pull us away from God. And Solomon is saying, "But if you let love and faithfulness never leave you, bind them around your neck, wear them like a special amulet that protects you from the evils of the world, that you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God. Let's go on from there. Then he says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. We've all read that probably many, many times, but think of the power of the notion that we must trust in the Lord with all our heart. By that, Solomon is saying it's not a sometimey thing. It's not on Monday you trust in the Lord, and then on Tuesday you do what you want to do, and maybe on Thursday you get back to trusting in the Lord again, and then Friday you are back living in the world. He's saying, no, trust in the Lord with all your heart. That means all the time, with all the power that you have. And in all ways submit to him, for he will make your paths straight. What's the benefit of trusting in the Lord? Life is a rough and dangerous path full of pitfalls and difficulties and times when we stray from what we want to do with our lives. But Solomon is reminding his son, and in a sense himself, that with trust in the Lord, with all our hearts, and if we lean not on our own understanding, in all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil, and this will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. Check that out. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Don't try to make everything according to the way you think it should be. One of the big things that the pastor is doing in my church is that he has decided to lead a more healthy life, to eat the right things, to eat the provisions that God has left for us. When we think about it, God didn't create pill bottles and full of pills. He didn't set up special diets and all kinds of special arrangements for maintaining good health. He provided us in the garden everything we needed to survive, everything we needed for good health and strength. And if we could ever get back to the point where we do not attempt to be wise in our own eyes, we know better than God, fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. You know, I look at television nowadays and I see that every other commercial is a commercial for some new drug. They've got exotic names like Chantil and Low Crest and whatever you want. And they are all artificial means of maintaining life and health. And we don't need any of those artificial means. If we would simply go back to an understanding, not our own understanding, not the teaching of pharmacies and places of that sort, but if we go back to living a natural life, the life that God set up for us, this will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. And then honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine. A lot of people think that that just means tithing, the first fruits of your wealth. It means so much more than that. What Solomon is saying is that honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. The first fruits of all your crops are generally the freshest and the best. And he's asking us to share those fruits. And he means by that our knowledge, whatever wisdom we gain, whatever lessons we have learned, share that along with the benefits of the produce of our fields, what we are able to bring in. Because there we are sharing the best that we have with others. We're sharing them the first fruits. There is I guess it's a name that goes along with farming nowadays. They're called gleaners. These are people who, after a farm has been harvested, after all the crops have been picked, the gleaners come and they get the leftovers. They pick out the corn that wasn't plucked up by the machine. They harvest a few grains of wheat. They pick up. And I'm not putting that down. That is a good thing to do. Every bit of what the Lord leaves for us should be used. But I don't want to be a gleaner when it comes to the strength of my bones. I want to be someone who not only imbibes the best and the first of the fruits that God gives us, but I want to also share those with others. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline. This is one that every one of us has, I guess, said to our children at a number of times in our lives. And do not resent his rebuke, because the Lord disciplines those he loves, as a father the son he delights in. I can't tell you how many times I've said to my son, I'm doing this for your good, son. I really want you to turn out to be the kind of man that I know you want to be. What I would encourage you to do is complete these Proverbs again. Go back, no matter how many times you've read them. Start there at Wisdom Bestows Well-Being at chapter 3, and read through it. You'll find that it is a great example of how we should live our lives and how we may direct the lives of our children. God bless you all. Have a beautiful, blessed day. My name is John Bell, and this has been Voices from the Loft.